Back in the early 80s, some scientists kicked off a big study to check on heart health over time. They rounded up over 2,000 Finnish guys and watched everything they did for 20 years, their eating habits, daily routines, how fit they were, you name it. What blew the researchers away when they crunched the numbers was that one thing they hadn't even thought of seemed linked to better health: regular sauna use. Now, the Finnish folks probably weren't surprised by this. Finland's got like 9,000 years of sauna history. And they're not the only ones. Think Roman baths, Japanese onsen, or even indigenous American sweat lodges. Cultures all over the world have long believed getting super hot is good for you. But it's only now that scientists are starting to figure out why this might be true. So what actually happens inside you when you're baking in the heat? To get how extreme heat messes with your body, let's talk about what goes down when you step into a sauna. Traditional Finnish saunas can hit 90 degrees Celsius, which is almost boiling, and they're usually pretty dry, maybe 20% humidity. This dry heat instantly kicks your body's heat control system into gear. Special proteins in your skin that sense temperature change shape, sending a hot message to your brain through nerve cells. Your blood vessels get wider, and your heart speeds up to pump blood faster. To keep your important organs safe from these crazy temperatures, your skin soaks up the heat, warming up to 41 degrees, and then gets rid of it from your surface. You sweat. If this whole scene reminds you of working out, that's not a coincidence. Experts who study saunas have compared the body's reaction to heat to a decent exercise session. And even though sitting in a sauna isn't a stand-in for hitting the gym, getting hot often could stress your heart in a good way, making your cardiovascular system stronger over time, kind of like exercise does. Heat might also give your workouts a boost and help you recover. After a tough workout, your muscle fibers get tiny rips. This brings in immune cells that fix and strengthen the tissue. But this process also makes waste products, which can cause even more swelling and pain. Swelling is a normal part of healing, but too much of it can actually slow things down. That's where saunas come in. Scientists think that better blood flow can help bring in the stuff your body needs to rebuild and flush out the waste. This back and forth between heat and swelling might even lead to bigger health perks. As we get older, our cells naturally pile up more and more inflammatory damage, which is thought to play a part in various health issues. And there's some early evidence that hitting the sauna often could help keep this swelling in check. There's another way getting hot regularly might affect your health. There are these things called heat shock proteins that protect your cells by fixing DNA that's gone bad and checking if important enzymes aren't doing their job right. Studies show that people who use saunas a lot tend to have more of these proteins. So let's go back to what those Finnish scientists found. They saw that men who used saunas 4 to 7 times a week were healthier in several ways. They had a lower chance of high blood pressure, better cholesterol levels, and even a lower risk of dying overall. Even with these good results, the world of heat brings up more questions than solid answers. First, that Finnish study couldn't fully rule out how other parts of people's lives might have messed with the health differences they noticed. And even if the results are true, this study only looked at one group of people from one place during one time period. Scientists are still trying to get the full picture of what saunas can do and where their limits are. After all, we already know that heat can hit people differently. For example, a really strong reaction to heat can be risky for pregnant people or those with certain health problems. So while we can't definitively say saunas cause good health just yet, a lot of sauna fans are hopeful that with more research, these promising findings will stand up to the heat. Still, the idea that something as simple as sitting in a hot room could add years to your life is fascinating. More studies are now exploring how different kinds of heat exposure, like infrared saunas, steam rooms, and even hot baths, might affect long-term health. Some research hints that regular heat exposure could improve insulin sensitivity, help control blood sugar, and even support brain health by increasing blood flow to the brain. One small study suggested that frequent sauna users performed better on memory and attention tests as they aged. That might be because of better blood circulation, or maybe those same heat shock proteins protecting neurons from stress. Scientists are also curious about how heat impacts mood. When your body temperature rises, it triggers the release of endorphins, those same feel-good chemicals you get from exercise. This could explain why so many people describe leaving a sauna feeling calmer and happier. Some researchers even think heat therapy might help with depression or anxiety by reducing stress hormones and improving sleep quality. But as with anything that affects your heart and circulation, moderation matters. Spending too long in extreme heat without proper hydration can lead to dizziness, dehydration, or heat exhaustion. Experts usually recommend starting slow, maybe 10 to 15 minutes a few times a week, and drinking plenty of water before and after. In the end, saunas might not be a magic bullet for longevity, but they seem to offer a surprisingly wide range of benefits, from heart health and recovery to mood and mental clarity. The science is still warming up, but if the finished studies are any hint, a little heat might be one of the coolest ways to live a longer, healthier life. What's exciting is how the idea of heat therapy is starting to blend with modern medicine. Doctors and scientists are beginning to see saunas not just as a cultural tradition, but as a potential tool for preventive health care. In places like Finland and Japan, some clinics already include sauna sessions as part of wellness programs, especially for heart and stress management. The thinking is simple. If controlled heat can gently stress the body, it might make it stronger over time, just like lifting weights strengthens muscles. There's also growing curiosity about how combining sauna use with other habits could amplify results. For example, using the sauna after exercise might enhance the body's natural growth hormone response, which helps repair and build tissues. Some small studies show it could even increase endurance by boosting plasma volume, basically helping your heart pump more efficiently. Add in cold exposure, like jumping into icy water right after the sauna, a Finnish classic, and you get an even bigger rush of circulation and endorphins. This hot-cold contrast has become a trend in wellness circles worldwide, with athletes and biohackers swearing by it for recovery and energy. Still, experts keep reminding us the key is balance. Overdoing heat sessions or mixing them with alcohol or dehydration can be risky. Everyone's body reacts differently, so what feels amazing to one person might be too much for another. Listening to your body is essential. Saunas are about recovery, not pushing limits. As research continues, one thing's becoming clear. This ancient ritual might have modern science on its side. From the heart to the brain and from mood to metabolism, heat exposure seems to touch nearly every system in the body. Maybe that's why, even thousands of years later, people all over the world still find comfort, clarity, and calm inside that quiet, steamy wooden room. Now, scientists are pushing this research even further, asking a bigger question. If heat can mimic some of the benefits of exercise, could it one day be used as medicine? Some researchers call this concept passive cardio because the body's heart rate, circulation, and stress responses look a lot like what happens during a light workout. That could make a huge difference for people who can't exercise easily, like older adults or those with mobility problems. Imagine a future where doctors prescribe a few sauna sessions a week, the same way they recommend walking or cycling. The most promising part is how heat affects the aging process itself. When you regularly expose your body to mild stress, like heat or exercise, it triggers something called hormesis. That's when your cells learn to adapt and become stronger. This same effect boosts antioxidant production, improves DNA repair, and even helps your mitochondria, the tiny engines inside your cells, work more efficiently. All of that together could mean slower cellular aging and a lower risk of age-related diseases. There's also intriguing evidence about heat's role in metabolism. Some studies suggest sauna sessions may slightly raise growth hormone levels and improve insulin function, factors linked to healthy aging and weight control. And since inflammation and oxidative stress are major drivers of chronic illness, the anti-inflammatory effects of regular heat exposure might be one of the biggest reasons sauna users seem to live longer. Still, science moves carefully. Researchers stress that while the data looks great, it doesn't mean sitting in a sauna will automatically extend your lifespan. The benefits probably come from a mix of things: good diet, enough sleep, physical activity, and of course, social habits. Interestingly, in Finland, many people sauna together, turning it into a relaxing social experience. That sense of connection and calm might be just as powerful for longevity as the heat itself.